Hello?
The James Well Radio Show.
Okay, what is it they say? Coast to coast. Welcome to Whale on Size. And tonight we're asking that question, a very important question. Is size important? And on we go, Stevie. And before we actually, go to the lowest level and talk about the obvious, just imagine, where would Margaret Shilling be without those very large hats? Steve, you're going to get stuck in the corner. Where would Margaret Shilling be without those very large hats? Size obviously was very important. And when you go to the greengrocers, I mean, the size of the vegetables is very important. You pick small, ripe tomatoes because they're tastier. You worry about the sort of cucumber you're going to actually buy. Try to make sure that it doesn't bend to the left. So we're looking tonight at that very serious question of, is size important? And I want you to phone us with your serious comments, please, on this number. Leeds, there's the code, 461000. And if you're a very sensible person, then you can fax us on this number. There we are, Leeds again, the code 421830. We are well and truly on. Let me introduce you to my first two guests. They are Chris Greener. Hello, Chris.
James.
Chris is the tallest man in this country, and Mike Ballon is the shortest man in this country.
Good morning, James.
Now, before anybody gets the idea that we're trying to turn tonight into a freak show, that is the last thing. I don't want any silly comments, because size is very important to both these guys. Chris, we've met on the show before, so let me come to you first of all, Mike. How long did it take you to come to... I mean, it must be a real problem.
Yeah, it's a problem in the sense of reaching things, mainly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you've got a will, you've got a way, basically, and I've always got over every problem that's come across my way.
I mean, are you subjected to certain sorts of illness because of your size?
No, I'm touch wood, I'm perfectly healthy.
Yeah. How tall are you?
3 foot, that's it.
3 foot? They told me you weren't quite 3 foot.
Well, yeah, depending on the weather, actually.
You've been wearing heels again, haven't you?
If it's raining, then I'll slightly grow. Slightly half an inch.
A number of very small people go into the circus or they go into acting, and there was a tragic story a couple of weeks ago when one well-known small actor committed suicide because he couldn't stand not being able to make a relationship with a girl of a normal size.
Yeah, yeah.
Has that ever been a problem for you?
No. I think a lot of it's to do with your family background, to be honest. I've always been brought up like anybody else, you know, and taught me right from wrong, and I've always had my family to fall back on. They've taught me all that I know, and hopefully I've taken that into my, sort of career as it is.
Now, Chris, I mean, looking at the two problems, perhaps being very tall, can you stand up for a minute, Chris, because people may not realise exactly how tall you are. If I stand up beside Chris, I kind of come up to his waist.
Your ceiling's about 7'6".
Yeah, yes. And he's very tall. I mean, he is the tallest man in Britain. You can't get clothes to fit, presumably.
No.
I mean, where Mike could go to sort of and get kids' clothes that fit, you would actually have to go and get them made.
I have to have everything made. I can get handkerchiefs and ties off the peg, but that's about it.
What about medical problems? Because circulation must be a problem for having such a huge body.
Circulation it can be a problem, but I have regular medical checkups, and I'm fairly healthy.
Now, you two know each other because quite often you're put into programs together.
That's right, yes.
Do you mind that, or does that make things a little easier for you?
In what sense?
Well, make people accept you more, to be seen on television regularly.
Well, it's always good to be seen on television, obviously.
Yeah, it's really hard.
But I think, whether you say people accept us, that is something that we've had to come to terms with many, many years ago.
Because if you didn't come on programs like this, if you didn't make the best use of your size, then life would be a lot harder, wouldn't it?
That's right, yes, yeah.
Okay, we're going to take some music. We'll be talking to Mike and Chris and other people a little later on, but this is Roxette, and this is lovely. This is her new video coming up any moment. It's called It Must Have Been Love. Whoa, what a babe. That's Maria from the duo Roxette from Sweden. And it must have been love. Now, I'm looking forward to doing the breakfast show on Atlantic 252, the new national commercial radio station, next Friday morning. I wonder if I can play that one. You never know. Tune in, Longwave 252. Now, we're going to take some calls. You ready for some calls?
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, okay. Right, let's try Lee from Kettering. Lee.
Good morning, Jane.
Good morning, Lee. Is size important to you?
Well, I think society is slightly biased against fat people.
Are you a fat person? Funnily enough, we left off obesity tonight for some reason. I don't know why. We felt here that I was probably okay in that. Well, Steve on camera 3, I think, is pretty. No, Steve, we're not going to take a shot. Oh, yes, perhaps we have. A little lower on that shot, a little lower, you can see. How obese are you?
Well, I'm slimmer than I used to be, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It used to get me down.
It did?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that is a problem, isn't it? I mean, we didn't thought about that, yeah. Anyway, look, I'm sorry about that, Lee. We don't like fat people on this show, so you can go. Ian from Windsor. Hello, Ian.
Hello, James.
Yes, Ian. Size.
I just want to say it's really funny because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, size is, you know, you're told that size is important by what you see on television and in commercials and on advertising. And so, presumably, you'd have to think that...
Do you think biggest is best or not?
Sorry?
Do you think biggest is best?
No. I mean, well, I'm not really that worried by big or small. I mean, at the end of the day, it's what you are.
Yeah.
And people are told that size is important by what they see on the television and magazines. Don't you agree?
Good, okay. That must be the most boring phone call we've had so far tonight. That's from Justin sent that in. That's, can you see that? Most amusing. Stevie? A little bit slow there, Stevie. It was a nice one, but you were a little bit slow off the mark there. Stevie's going to lose weight on this programme, we've decided. Stephen from Edgware. We'll take one more call. Stephen from Edgware, hello.
Hello there.
Yeah, all right, Stephen?
How are you, all right?
Fine, yeah.
Good. Yeah, I was just going to say, actually, I'm extremely tall, and a lot of people tend to feel very sorry for me. Well, they express that to me.
You're not extremely tall compared with Chris Greener over here, are you?
I'm 7'2" myself.
You're 7'2"?
Yes, I mean, I'm pretty tall myself.
Yeah, that's
not bad, not bad.
Yeah?
Now, the thing is, apart from obviously specially made shoes and things like that, you know, I mean, it's not a problem at all, not an inconvenience at all.
Yeah?
Apart from the one, well, I mean, only one time when actually I walked through a hallway that I hadn't been in before and smacked my forehead against it. I wasn't, because usually you train yourself to sort of bend down when you go through doorways.
When did you start to get tall?
Well,
Oh, fine, okay, right. It affected his speech. Now, have we got time for another phone call? No, okay. Right, we'll be taking some more calls. Keep the calls coming in. A little more exciting. Those weren't the best calls I've ever had on this show. They were bloody awful, to be honest. There's a new movie making the rounds at the moment. It's a movie all about... And we hadn't got down to Willy's tits and buns yet, and you knew it would get there at one particular moment. In fact, Chris and Mike were hoping so. But there is a new movie afoot, soon to be on our cinemas or maybe our televisions, all about Wicked Willy. Just look at this.
Oh, I'm bored with this.
Yeah, me too.
Why don't you talk to the man?
Yeah, okay. Hey, God, it's Adam here. Got anything for us to play with?
Sure, I got something truly wonderful. You'll love it. Cost you an arm and a leg, though.
Oh, well, at that price, forget it.
Well, okay. I got something nearly as good, except a little troublesome. But it will only set you back over it.
Oh, we'll take it, we'll take it.
I notice you're very free with my ribs.
Hi, boys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but just imagine what we could have had for an arm and a leg.
Nice indeed. Actually, this was a joke. It says, what do you call a man with a 2-inch willy? Justin. We'll take a break, back in a couple of moments. Okay, live across the country, you're tuned to the James Whale radio show on TV. Now, during the Wicked Willy clip, and there'll be more later, we were supposed to show you this, you see, but unfortunately our machine that showed you it has cocked it up. There it is. Okay, so we're bound to do that. We've done that now. Good. Now, Mike and Chris are still with us, loving it, loving every minute of it. Now, size is important to, over here cameras, over here. Size is important to Fiona Sewell because Fiona is a young lady who had a very promising career as a model, and then she got salmonella. You've not been eating that mad cow stuff, have you? No.
Oh, I had BSC for tea tonight, but I don't care.
You don't care? No, well, I mean, I just stop eating meat. My idea is just stop eating meat and don't go to the butcher's. But Fiona got salmonella, and then tell us the story.
I got salmonella in 1987 at L&D Hospital when I was working as a nurse, but I was also part-time as a glamour model with a local agent, and I was getting a lot of calendar work bookings. Subsequently...
Speed up a bit, I'm getting bored. Come on, get to the point, Fiona, come on. Don't hold the whole thing.
Basically, I lost my tits. They shrank,
because
you lose a lot of weight with food poisoning.
And they didn't, and you figured until that time you had a very promising career as a page 3 girl.
Yes, I did. So I had to start on the bandwagon all over again.
Life is, isn't it, eh? What can you do, fellas? I mean, you know, she could have been out there flaunting herself, and I think she's very lucky she lost them, actually. These are speechless, these two over here, absolutely speechless, totally speechless. So size was important there. Now, you're pretty tall. How tall are you?
5'10".
You're 5'10". That's pretty tall for a lady, isn't it? So you know, you can go on being tall, can't you? You can be a glamour tall person.
Yeah, but it's a pain in the backside because I can never get stockings to fit. You know, meeting the suspenders, it's always, you know.
Yeah. I mean, but that's not much of a job for a young lady just showing herself off, is it? I mean, you're going to get so much stick of people saying that's not a job for a woman. You want to get out there and do something. I mean, you were a nurse. You were doing a good, worthwhile job.
Oh, yes, but I've not broken any law being a nurse and a model.
Okay, so you're really upset? You know, very upset.
Very.
Okay, what can I say? What can I say? I beg your pardon? I've got Cecil on tonight. Cecil hasn't been on for a while, and he's, you know. Now, we're going to give a prize away tonight, which I haven't got, and someone's going to bring it in a few moments, which, that's it. Fine, fantastic. We did ask you last week, competition time coming up. We asked you last week, what was the deliberate mistake, all right? Hundreds of people wrote in, and I didn't actually know that we made that many mistakes, but we'll tell you the answer to that a little later on. This week, the prize is a signed drawing by Gray Jolliffe, the creator of the Wicked Willy books, all right? You can see that, and what we want is to find a funny caption. You see the bit in there? We want to find a funny caption. Now, you watch this film, and it'll explain it all. Here we go.
Willy goes to town.
I'm here in the penthouse apartment high above London's Soho with one of the truly great creators of the film world. We, on The Whale Show, are privileged to be at the very conception of a new blockbuster movie. With me just over here are Gray Jolliffe and Bob Godfrey, creators of Willy, the movie. You must both be very excited at this particular moment in time.
Oh, yes. Yes, we are. Yes, indeed. Yes, it's very exciting.
Good, good. I mean, obviously, you've been working long and hard on the books that you've created for the character that I think will be known from here on in as Willy.
Yes, we've been working long and hard
yes.
on that, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think that's the way I'd sum it up. Would you, Bob?
Well, I'd say that,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, Little Willy, unlike other film characters, changes constantly in size. I mean, his size is very important to Willy.
It is recently, it's important. It used not to be, but this year it's big ones are in.
Yes.
I've done a little survey on this, and it seems that Biggie's where it's at, and that looks like going on well into the end of the 90s.
Gray, did you get the idea for the character, lying in bed contemplating your own Willy?
Yes, yes I did. In fact, it was really in the bath when I was about 3, we sort of met. And in fact, I think I was younger than 3, but that's my first recollection. And we've been firm friends ever since that.
You know, it's the first talking Willy, actually.
Yes,
There's
yes, of course,
never been one before.
No, and why not?
Oh yes, I think the first shock came when I opened the first book, I think, in the Charing Cross Road, because I'm a great free reader. I don't buy books. And I opened this book, and there was this pink thing. I got it's a terrible shock.
And did it strike a chord with you immediately?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think it did. I thought, well, this might possibly animate. And so that when I was approached to animate the thing, I got quite enthusiastic.
Because, I mean, an animated Willy, of course, is a Willy of great virtue, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. He's anchored down, of course. That's one of his limitations. He is anchored.
And, of course, Batman has showed us all how important merchandising is in the film business. I mean, are we going to see face transfers for Willys or possibly hats for Willys, something like this?
Yeah, we're going to see, as long as it's not condoms. He doesn't like them.
He doesn't like those?
He hates and detests them, yeah.
No, that's interesting, Gray, because, well, I obviously, as you know, I have my own designer label condoms, and if I sent you some, perhaps Willy could wear them in the new movie. I mean, they look very chic.
Well, since the Big Willy syndrome, they've got some new ones out called Jesus Christ.
Is he at the fully extended height here or not?
No, he's fully extended. That's about as nasty and large as you can possibly get. That is. Yeah. So we don't want to frighten anyone.
Okay. Well, if you'll sign it, and then this will be the prize. What I want all of you to do is come up with a very good saying to go in here. Something funny.
Great.
Something sickeningly funny.
And Willy.
Great. Now, all those of you at home, pens and papers at your hand. It's almost like children's television, this, isn't it? Here's the address to send your entries to. Oh, I'm back. Right, there we are. Those we're going to send him some of the James Whale late night entertainment packs. Now, remember, we send these out to you if you if you send in a funny idea for the show, or you write a letter that we read out. I can't concentrate tonight. Now, behind me... Oh, stuff that. Doesn't happen for... Right. Behind me, as you can see, here we are. There on the other side. I can never do it. This one. On here is little Willy and his ruler, and at the top here, that's what you have to fill in. A funny phrase or saying to go with this cartoon. Now, this cartoon, signed and drawn, as you saw there, by Gray Jolliffe, is going to be worth a lot of money. That's the prize this week. The funniest will get that sent to them, and I'll get our producer Vernon to get it nicely framed for you. Right? He can pay that out of his own pocket as well, and send that along to you. The address is up there. Competition time. Just send it to Wales Mail, The Wales Show, Yorkshire Television, Leeds, LS3 1JS. Now, last week we asked you what was the deliberate mistake on the James Whale Show. Hundreds of you wrote in and got it wrong. The winner is Les something or other from Dagenham in Essex. He says, the French lessons competition. Because remember, we are sending you some French lessons. And he got it right. He said, actually, you weren't in France. You were right. This is the France we had. It was a little piece of film, just a little slide like that, okay? And we used something called chroma key. Now, let me show you what chroma key is. We have Paris on the background, and you go up here, and this is chroma key. No, that's no good. This is chroma key. Right, keep on that one. This is chroma key, and what happens is we just take it down, and the whole of the back has gone. That didn't mean anything to me either, really, but still, never mind. That's, is that all right for you? It's pretty good for me. Brilliant. Good. Okay. Lovely. Good. So write in, and we'll send you that next week. Mike.
Yes.
I can't help feeling that your mind is wandering during the show.
No.
No. The sooner you get back to the tales of, where is it?
Tales of
Narnia.
Narnia,
yes. Of it. I said, I know you from somewhere. What have you been in? Because Michael does a bit of acting, and he plays a hedgehog. And I said, yeah, you look just.
I know.
You do, don't you? Yeah. Tell him what your other job is.
I work for Customs and Excise. Customs officer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're sort of, I suppose, you can get in and search places nobody else can get to, really, yes.
That's right.
Yeah. On we go with this size important. That's a funny little... Right. Dougal from Nottingham. Hello, Dougal.
Hello.
Yes, Dougal.
I've got a good suggestion for you.
Yeah.
We can...
Thanks, Dougal. OK, try us when you can get it together. Simon from Chelmsford. Yes, Simon.
Hello there, James.
Hello, Simon.
Well, I've got a problem with my feet.
You've got a problem with your feet?
Yeah, they're size 15 and a half.
Hard luck, get them cut off. Now, I'm sorry. I should have shown more sympathy, really, Chris, shouldn't I? But I mean, you know, how big are yours?
17.
17. He's got no problem. What problem has he got?
There's plenty of
hold those. Let's have a look at those.
Where do you want them?
Anywhere you like.
You've seen them once, pardon?
Yes, I have, haven't I?
You've seen them once before.
How are the nails, by the way?
Oh, they're fine, thank you. Yes,
they're good.
Yes,
good.
Yes, they're still on.
Yeah. Do you have any problems with your feet?
With my feet, they're slightly smaller than the average.
Yeah. But they're not, you know, don't get...
No, they're all right otherwise.
There's absolutely no point in asking you about any problems you've got.
I have problems with my shoes because my boyfriend put them in the microwave to dry them.
Oh, you silly cat. Oh, dear me, what a shame. Yeah. Yeah, okay, right. One more call and we'll take a break. Michael from Belfast. Yes, Michael.
Hi, James.
Yes, Michael, hi.
Well, a friend and myself were talking about the size of our appendages the other day.
Your manhood?
Yes, and he was saying that his was at least 8 or 9 inches.
Yeah.
And I was saying to him, boy, you're lucky. I'm stuck here with this big thing.
Yep. I know, it's always the way. Funnily enough, that I'm told by most women I know that a man thinks 8 inches is about that long, really. But, you know, I don't know. We'll take a break. Don't go away.
Hey, why don't you ask Melanie out tonight?
What? Well, because I have a report to write for tomorrow's meeting. That's why. What's her phone number?
396-0214.
461000. He's waiting for your call now.
Anybody that has one that talks, if you could phone us, I'd be very interested in talking to it, actually. What's that smell?
Don't know.
Is that you?
I think it's you.
No, it's certainly not me. What?
It's you, you know.
What is that?
Come in. I don't know, it's you.
Is it me?
Must be.
I must stop using women's perfume then, if that's me. Right, it's not the size of the gun, it's the power of the shot. Martin, you'll like this. Oh, you know this is Maria Whittaker, don't you? I don't know why we got Maria Whittaker on the show, actually, because we're talking about size, except that she's got a... What?
Well, that's it, size.
Was I talking to you at that particular moment?
Well,
just a minute, please. But Maria, of course, has got a video out, and that's why we're talking to Maria, really. Nothing to do with size at all.
Size, look.
Maria,
I'm
stop that,
here.
please.
Well,
Maria,
Come
on that cameraman,
keep...
my show.
Oh, sorry.
Maria has got a very large, where is it? No, the diamond on the ring. Very large diamond on her ring, very large. Now, Martin and Mike sent in this fax. I'll just read this before we have a slag. And it says, size doesn't matter, but Ruth says it does, and Ruth wants to know more about the Iraqi super gun. That's very clever, Ruth. Yes. So, I mean, if we're talking about something, you don't mind just joining in, I suppose. Size must have been important to you. I mean, where would you have been if it hadn't been for size?
Oh, that's right.
Concentrate, Michael.
Yeah.
Sorry, James.
Yeah, I mean, what would you have done, do you think?
Well, I wanted to be a dance teacher.
Shop girl in Woolworths or something?
No, I wanted to be a dance
teacher.
You did?
Yeah. Well, I think you could be a
dance.
dancer dressed like that, actually.
Oh, right, thanks.
I did notice we're going to see the video in a minute. Oh, no, we're going to see it a bit later on, aren't we? No, if we've got time, we're going to see it.
Oh, well,
if we've got time, we're going to see it. Because I notice when you're doing it, you manage the words and your lips don't move at the same time, do they? But it doesn't matter.
They do.
Do they?
Yes, you obviously have.
Well, I'll have more of a look at it a little bit later on. But that is why I will be looking at it closely, because I just wasn't sure whether she was getting the lip sync with the tune. That's why I'll be looking at it. What about these diamonds? I've never seen anybody with so many diamonds. I have to tell you. Well, apart from me, but yeah. Mike, do you think that?
Diamonds are very nice.
Yeah, because I notice you're into jewellery. I think men are into jewellery now, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the guy who shot himself the other day, I've forgotten what his name was. He was in Time Band.
David Rappaport.
David Rappaport, that's right, because he'd fallen in love with a very, very beautiful girl.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens if you suddenly sort of fall in love with a beautiful girl and it's sort of...
Well, when I fell in love, it worked out. I was engaged now, so I didn't have the opposite problems. So I don't know what would happen, really.
And of course, Chris up here at the end, who's beginning to perspire quite profusely, because these lights are quite hot, I can feel it, and you're that much closer to them, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And he's still looking for some kind of liaison.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why not?
And why not? I was thinking actually we've got Fiona over here who's 5'10", but that's actually just come up to your waist anyway, wouldn't it?
No, a bit more than the waist. But then size isn't all that important.
Yeah. Size isn't important.
It isn't crucial. There is an element of importance, but it's not crucial.
To be fair to Maria, I mean, you would have succeeded, would you? You're saying you would have succeeded whatever happened. The fact that you were well known for being a page 3 girl who was well endowed really was just a sort of an added bonus.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of the girls actually do have quite small boobs on page 3. It's the face that matters.
Because, I mean, you must get pretty annoyed with the sort of continual harassment you get from people.
Do you? Doesn't bother me.
Do you get hard about it or not? It does bother you a little bit, doesn't it?
No,
it does bother you a little.
It doesn't, honestly, it doesn't.
Yeah?
That's me, that's...
Yeah.
You know.
OK, we're going to see the video more closely a little later on. We'll look at some letters now before we go any further. Shall we look at some letters? I think we should look at some letters. Oh, golly! There we are. Now, letters from John Williams in Manchester. He echoed a lot of people's thoughts when he wrote and asked what would happen to the Channel Tunnel if there was an earthquake in its vicinity. What do you think would happen? What a ridiculous thing to write in and say. Mike Shields in Nuneaton, who is the editor of a literary magazine, went on and on and on and on and on, and I can't even be bothered to read his letter out. A letter from Trevor Banana, who writes in from time to time, who's a complete prick. He says, for it is he who points out, this week is the 50th anniversary of Dunkirk, one of Britain's greatest ever victories. Why? Because it's the first time in history that the British beat the Germans for a place on the beaches. I thought it was quite a sort of subtle joke, really, don't you? They didn't get it here, but never mind. I hope you did at home. Jay Robson from Newcastle upon Tyne sees himself as the voice of reason. He says, I have come to the conclusion that you should go back to France and take all the effing ethnics and queers that you support with you and stay the hell out of England. This, by the way, is a man who says he is the voice of reason in this country. He says, if you think you represent the normal English person, then you're a bigger something, something, something than you look. Ah, Mr. Robson. If I thought that, that there were many people like you, I think I'd be off on the next boat, to be quite honest. What a prat. Never mind. Now, Paul Evans in South Glamorgan thinks size is important, relating to this week's programme. He says size is important. It ensures a much better bonding between wallpaper and the wall.
Well, this is...
I can't understand that at all. No. Sally in King's Lynn thinks that the saying, it's not how big it is, but what you could do with it counts. It was most certainly invented by a man with a small one. Why is it women are always having a go at us men about that, eh? I mean, we don't, you know...
Blokes have a go about the women, because I've seen it from 3 angles.
A contortionist already, okay. And battling Ben Dover, aged 14 3/4, begs, please send me 40,000 packs of your condoms so we can build a bouncy castle for the underprivileged children in the village. That's almost as funny as the Iraqi gun thing. And Darryl Lavender in the West Midlands, we have some wonderful letters, please keep the letters coming in. Darryl Lavender in the West Midlands is worried by the burning question of the day, and that is the change of name for the Marathon Bar, all right? It's now going to be called a Snickers Bar, which brings it in line with everything else, you know, the Americans have. And I think it's a good idea, actually. And I have to say as well that, Darryl Lavender, you had the most boring letter of the week prize coming to you for no punctuation and repeating yourself 50 times in the same letter. And thank you very much indeed for that. Now, relax. Enjoy yourselves, take a little walk, take some more phone calls in a few moments, some more faxes. Before I do that, I want to come out and introduce you to some live music on the programme. I was hoping at this point to have my very good friend Wayne Hussey and the Mission playing, because it's Wayne Hussey's birthday at this particular time, and as you know, Wayne and I are like that. But unfortunately, another TV show that's on sometime over the weekend said to the record company, Wayne's record company, if Whale has your video on his show tonight before us, we won't ever play it. And you know, that flipping record company gave in to them. So I am stuck, unfortunately, without being able to show Wayne's video on his birthday. And this is going to make Wayne a very mad person. I can only assume that maybe the producers of that particular program have got an ego problem. Who knows? Anyway, we're very lucky tonight because we're going to have some live music for you right now from the Fraser Chorus and Cloud 8.
Wicked Willy is a personality all men have to learn to live with. Because even when they sleep, there's a pink time bomb ticking away in their pajamas.
Oh no. Oh, please, go back to sleep and leave me alone, you little tyrant.
Yeah, but I want to get up.
Oh, why don't you shut up?
So much time, so few beautiful, rich women with big tits.
I see. Okay, well, that's the level of the show so far. What do you mean, oh, God? You're hardly likely to say, for goodness sake. He was probably thinking of you when he said that line. He was probably thinking of you. Now, next week's show, we're in London, and the show is all about body language, which should be quite fun. And one of the guests on the show is Tony Arthur, who used to present Play School. Wasn't it Play School? I think, yes, yeah. And she now teaches people all about body language. So if you have any views on body language, drop me a line. And in a couple of weeks' time, we're doing a program on art. What is art? I mean, you know, what sort of things do you like have hanging around the house, or, you know, is that art? You know, some people may say, there we are, look, I tell you what, there's a piece of art there, look. Can we get a shot of that? Look, there, that there is a piece of art. And what we thought it would be nice to fill up the studio with late night show viewers' ideas of what art is. So if you want to do a little bit of sculpture or maybe a little bit of video graphic, we had one that somebody sent in on earlier on. Or if you wanted to paint something, send them in to the usual address, Wales Mail, Yorkshire Television in Leeds, and we'll have them on the show in a couple of weeks' time. Now, Maria's video. Here it is. Maria Whittaker, and Stop Right Now. Will it be a hit? Will it be a big hit? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, marvellous.
Yeah? What do you mean, yeah, marvellous? Right?
It kept me awake, so.
It kept you awake? Oh, I'm glad about that. Yeah, I'm very glad about that.
Did you like the record, though?
It was wonderful, Maria.
And were you watching her mouth?
Yeah.
No, not at all, not at all, no. That was a bit more of it there. You were very lucky. We've got another couple of minutes. We've got somebody with a slippery finger somewhere, haven't we? Was that sort of Maria Whittaker meets Kylie Minogue sort of, or not?
Not really. I just want to be original. I want to be myself. I
just want to be myself. Oh, you mustn't say it. I just want to be myself.
Well,
Pete Waterman didn't do that, did he?
No, of course he didn't.
No. I just wondered. I mean, because it's the same sort of thing, isn't it?
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Who was the guy dancing with you? I know people will write in and ask.
Yeah, his name is Roy.
Yeah.
He was a dancer, yeah.
Yeah. It was a little like that Italian girl. What was her name? Sabrina. It was sort of based on the same thing.
Probably, yeah.
Well, probably, yeah. Might as well bang me head on the door or something in a few moments. Right, let's take a few calls. Petra from Evesham. Hello, Petra.
Hi, James.
Hello. Sounds like Maria. Yes, Petra, what can I do for you?
Hi, my husband and I are often ridiculed because of our difference in height.
Yeah.
I'm only just over 5 foot and he's somewhat over 6 foot. And we've been ridiculed for years, yet we both believe that really it's what's inside that counts, not what we look like outside. Even though we do look quite funny walking down the street.
What is your problem? This is a very sincere, wonderful, warm couple of people on the show. I didn't even know we had viewers like this. And you're taking the piss. What's wrong with you? She's a very nice lady.
I know.
Very nice lady. Well, I can't believe you've been so very nice lady.
Being rude. I know, very nice lady.
You're a very nice lady, yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, bye-bye. I can't... well, no, I can't say any more than that. I mean, it's true, isn't it? That's true, you know.
There's double connotation there. That's
Is it?
All. To the very nice lady.
You just look at the camera. Frank from... Who's Neil?
My boyfriend. My little one with a big one.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yeah, well.
Can you want to meet him as well?
I'll meet Neil. Hello, Neil.
I see, fine.
You
okay.
won't.
Oh, all right.
James?
No, I thought this might develop. I thought between the two of you it might develop rather nicely.
No
yeah.
more.
You know, I could hear Cecil in the boxes back tonight panting a lot. So it's probably got nothing to do with the conversation. Keith from Coventry. Hello, Keith. That was a good one. Yes, Keith. What did you drop? Keith?
Hello.
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 Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Sorry. This question's aimed at Mark, really.
Aimed at who?
Do you think...
Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike.
He's from Coventry.
Oh, right.
Coventry. Yeah. Yes, go on.
Right, do you think that small people are used really for making money in circuses more than actually human beings?
That's a good point. I hope somebody's going to ask that, Keith.
Yeah, very good point. Well, it's really down to the individual, you know. If you're born to be in the circus life, then if you want to take that up, it's up to that.
But you don't think, I mean, like Keith probably was trying to get at, you don't think it belittles you to do a job like that?
No, if that person's happy doing that type of work, then
because there was
fair enough.
There was a big thing a few years ago about dwarf throwing competitions.
That's
Do you remember that?
I know.
Yeah, he's laughing. I know. I'm
No, that's wicked.
Would you shut up? Sorry. What?
Well, I mean, you know, I expect I could have won that because being the smallest.
Well, the two of you together could be world champions. Yeah.
That's right. But, I mean, you know, it's a bit sick, really.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, I wonder if Australian dwarfs are slightly different. I don't know. I mean, I don't know really.
Well, keep bouncing back.
Yeah. It must. You see, the interesting. The more that I talk with you guys, particularly because you do have your own problems, very serious problems. We're making light. I mean, but unless you have the sort of personalities that you two obviously have, it must be hell for a lot of people in similar positions. There are a lot more people in your position than yours, of course.
That's right. Well, it is. It's all down to character and personality.
Yeah.
You've got to carry it off yourself and be confident.
Because, I mean, a lot of people, I remember when we first met Chris, and then a couple, Stevie, who's down here, he nearly wet himself. When Chris got, we were standing on a street corner, waiting to go and do a film with Chris, and he got, yes, him, and he got out of his car, and he couldn't control himself. I mean, you must get that quite often when people have never met you before, because you are startling.
It does happen quite a bit.
You are frightening, Chris.
I frighten children sometimes.
Well, you are.
Stand up again. We've got more room here. You can stand beside each other and have a yeah.
What?
Yeah, go on. I mean, it'd be quite interesting just to see if we get a long shot there. I mean, that.
Where are you, Mike? Oh, there.
Yeah. I mean, Chris, you've got your head in the. We can't actually get
the head in the lights,
yeah.
Dangerous.
Steve is falling over again. I don't know what we're going to do with him.
He's gone.
Give him his own programme, I think, the rate we're going. Yeah. I mean, when you're quite happy, though, presumably, to get letters from other people in similar positions, and probably you do.
Sure,
yeah. OK, let's carry on. Keith, thank you. Darren from Bolton. Hello, Darren.
Hello, Jim.
Yes, Darren.
Can I have a word with Mike, please?
Just talk away, Darren. Talk away.
Right, I'm Sid Vicious reincarnated. Oh,
thank you very much indeed, Darren. It's a shame you haven't got a brain, isn't it, really? OK.
Never mind.
Stephen from Murfield. Hello, Stephen.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, Stephen.
Question to both gentlemen, really.
Yes. I thought they'd all want to be talking to you two, you know, but, you know, you cracked it. Go on, Stephen.
Where do you go about exploiting your size in theatrical terms? Where would you draw the line?
Where would you draw the line in exploiting yourselves in theatrical terms?
The show, basically.
What?
The show.
This show, yeah. This is about it. This is about as low as you go. Yeah. Anything else?
I suppose it depends how much the money's going to be like.
Yeah, that's the second important.
So you do, it would depend on the money first, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, while we're talking about this, have either of you been offered anything that you've turned down because you thought it was tasteless or not?
Yeah, I have.
What?
Well, you know.
The next one, the next James Whale show?
Yeah, showing my Willy winking.
You didn't?
No, well, no, I never. No.
But somebody wanted you to do that?
Well, yeah.
Huh? Sick?
But it's still... We'll put it away.
Quite right. Quite right, OK.
Quite right.
Thank you very much. Probably has something to do with Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. Jill from Dewsbury. Hello, Jill.
Hi, James.
Yes, Jill.
Well, you told me that this show would be interesting. Anyway, I'm phoning for a couple of reasons. One, to address a question to the tall and short guys.
Yeah.
Were they or their parents aware that they would be tall or short during childhood? And were they born with any other so-called abnormalities?
That's a good point. Chris?
Yep.
I wasn't born with any abnormalities. I weighed about 8.5 pounds, which is fairly average.
Yeah.
I was born on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of November.
OK, fine. Very nice. Get in there, Mike. Don't let him do that. Yeah. I mean, Fiona's going to start talking in a few moments if you don't come in and say something.
No, well, my mum had twins, but she was only actually expecting one.
Yeah.
And they actually wheeled her back into the ward when she went back into labour again. And out I popped.
You popped out?
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't see you on any screen.
No, they couldn't see me.
Now, your twin, there was a 40 minutes documentary on you.
That's
Your
right.
twin is normal size, everything, yeah?
He is,
yeah?
5'9", yeah.
In fact, a part of that documentary, they showed the two of you going out and trying to score with ladies in a nightclub, didn't they?
Yeah.
That actually was, that seemed two-staged to me.
Two-staged.
Well, was that sort of thing that used to happen to you?
No, not really.
No.
We're two different characters completely.
So you never believe what you see on TV.
Well, that's right.
You can never believe what you see
can't
on TV.
believe this programme.
Jill, thank you. Pat from Cardiff. Hello, Pat.
Hello, James. Good
Hi.
evening. Welcome from Wales. I'd like to have a word, please, with Chris, who I appeared with on Kilroy. I'm 6 foot, and I don't know if Chris remembers, but we had photographs taken.
I don't want to know about that sort of thing. I don't want to know about that sort of
they
thing.
were perfectly decent.
Yeah.
And when I came home, I told my husband I looked like Bridget the Midget.
Yeah.
And he laughed.
Nasty man. Thank you very much indeed, Pat. Thank you, Pat from Cardiff. Maria, presumably you were born normally, a normal sort of person?
Yeah.
You just developed like you did in later life, did you?
That's right.
Yeah?
Yep.
Did anybody at an early age get any sort of inkling that you were going to become the Maria Whittaker that you have now blossomed into?
No, not. It was just, well, I was dancing at the time.
Mm.
Obviously, I wanted
Were
to be
you?
a dance teacher, yes.
Yeah.
I've been dancing since I was 8.
Yeah.
And was just doing competitions and that's what I originally wanted to be. So I didn't, my mum and dad actually wanted me to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if by some, I'm sure it won't, but if by some strange quirk of fate the record bums out,
Well, I'm going to do some more anyway.
you're not going to suddenly sort of go away, hide, and
No,
burst
I'm
into
sorry.
tears.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it over here. So
You are.
I
What do you mean
will.
you're going to make it over
I
here?
will. That's what I want to do. I want to
Oh.
do a good record that's going
Yeah.
to make.
Now, I hear the music that says we're probably coming up to the end of the programme, so let us all wish everybody a very happy weekend. And remember, size is what you make of it, really, isn't it? Size is what you make of it. If you happen to be I've just got a little note handed to me here. If you happen to be a James Whale lookalike, I see. We're doing a programme called Save the Whale in a few months' time. Send us a photograph to the usual address. By the way, before we finish, Fiona didn't lose everything. She's had them made up again, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah?
And they're back on form.
They're back on form. Have a nice weekend from all of us. A very good night. Bye-bye.